Hello and welcome to Verdict 2015, our special bulletin on all news and updates on Bihar polls, where we also get you news analysis from our team of experts. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Let us begin with the election headlines. Campaigning for the first phase of elections in Bihar to draw to a close today. 49 constituencies to vote on 12th of October in the first phase. Prime Minister Modi scales up his offensive against the Grand Alliance, asks people to beware of Jungle Raj 2. Police in Gaya arrest a Maoist foiling a major attack there. Several materials used for making explosives recovered. And we throw the spotlight on Bhagalpur today. Once the Silk City of India, the district is now only a shade of what it used to be. We bring you the ground reality. Well, campaigning for the first phase of elections will end today. Now, voting for the first phase in 49 constituencies will be held on 12th of October. 586 candidates are in the fray for phase 1 in 10 districts. Now, 10 seats in Samastipur, 7 seats each in Begusarai and Bhagalpur, 5 each in Banka and Nawada, 4 each in Khagaria and Jamui, 3 in Munger and 2 each in Lakhisarai and Shekhpura will go to polls. Morwa and Moinuddin Nagar seats in Samastipur have a maximum 18 candidates each. Wasaliganj in Nawada has a minimum 6 candidates. All right, let's get a perspective on that story. Mr. Rai Atul Krishna, who is the deputy resident editor with the Hindustan Times, is now joining us live from Patna. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, sir, how important do you think is Bihar for BJP strategically at a time when they are scrambling really to pass reforms?
It is absolutely critical, not just for reforms, but also for Narendra Modi's ability to rule the country with any degree of authority. You know, after the BJP's defeat in the Delhi elections in February, all the opponents of Modi are counting on his loss in Bihar, on the NDA's loss in Bihar, to really get their act together and get after him and his government. So, just as a defeat for Modi in Bihar is going to create problems for him within his own government, from allies, from beaters within his own party. Similarly, a big victory for Narendra Modi in this election for the NDA is going to put him in an unsurmountable position to not just rule with authority, but perhaps as a snowballing effect to get a mandate to get through his reforms also. Absolutely.
And Mr. Krishna, now it is being said that the election could actually make or break the careers of Nitish Kumar as well as Lalu Yadav. But if you look at the national impact, if the anti-BJP front prevails here, it could also offer a template for the future assembly elections in the country?
Absolutely. In fact, I was listening to Mr. Amit Shah's interview on some TV channels yesterday. You know, they are already planning for Kerala, for West Bengal, and saying that, our people have been working in these states, traditionally weak states for the BJP for the past 15, 16 months. But then you see they are counting on a Bihar victory to give a fillip to their campaign in other states, If they lose Bihar, it's not going to cost them just Bihar or, weaken Narendra Modi at the center, but it will also take away a lot of, force they would bring to their campaign in other states in which they have been traditionally weak, such as West Bengal, such as Kerala. And it will also have an impact on the UP elections, which they are really working for, perhaps in 2017.
So it is very clear that no matter what the voters of Bihar decide, the ramifications will be felt all across the country beyond the state's borders. Mr. Krishna, you stay with us. We'll just come back to you. Meanwhile, continuing from where he left off on Thursday, the Prime Minister lashed out at the Grand Alliance and called for a change in government in Bihar on Friday. After a hectic Thursday where he addressed 4 rallies, Modi addressed 2 rallies in Sasaram and Aurangabad yesterday. Here is all the details.
Scaling up his Jungle Raj pitch, Prime Minister Narendra Modi warned that RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav will remote control the affairs in the state if the Grand Alliance came to power in Bihar.
जरा बिहार के लोग इतना तो पूछिए कि लालू जी इस बार चुनाव के बाहर क्यों है? रिमोट कंट्रोल से बिहार को चलाना चाहते हैं। वो कहते हैं मैं बिग बॉस हूं, बिग बॉस। मैं जैसा कहूंगा ऐसा इन लोगों को करना पड़ेगा।
Addressing a rally in Sasaram, the constituency of Dalit leader late Jagjeevan Ram, he also trained his guns on Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar for getting Jitan Ram Manjhi removed as the Chief Minister of the state and accused him of backstabbing Dalits.
उन्होंने वो पाप किया है जिस पाप की सजा बिहार दे के रहेगा एक दलित के बेटे को। जो बिहार का मुख्यमंत्री बना उसकी पीठ पे छुरा भोंका गया और उसको सत्ता से बेदखल किया गया, अपने निजी स्वार्थ के लिए किया गया।
Manjhi, who now heads Hindustan Awam Morcha Secular, is an NDA ally, was also on the stage when Modi attacked Nitish on the issue of Dalits. Modi also targeted all the 3 parties of the alliance, JDU, RJD and the Congress, on the issue of governance, asking as to what development they carried out in the last 60 years when they ruled the state.
ये स्वार्थ बंधन है, कुर्सी का स्वार्थ है, इसलिए ये चुनाव में इकट्ठे होकर के आए हैं। अब उनका जिम्मा है वे 60 साल के अपने काम का हिसाब दें।
BJP has been targeting the Grand Alliance, saying with Lalu being a part of it, there will be Jungle Raj too in Bihar if the combine came to power. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Gaya police has arrested a dangerous Maoist, Sunil Dange. Now, police have also recovered various items which are used in explosions from him. Heavy explosives have been recovered from him. Now, there were other Maoists with him when he was arrested, but they managed to give the police a slip. However, with this arrest and recovery, a major attack in Gaya has been averted.
हमारा सूचना तंत्र हम लोगों ने मजबूत किया है। हमारे जो फोर्सेज हैं बहुत एक्टिव हैं। तो पिछले हाल के दिनों में आप देखेंगे कि हम लोग उनको नाकाम करने में सफल रहे हैं और आगे भी उम्मीद करते हैं कि अगर भगवान का साथ रहा तो हम लोग अपनी मुस्तैदी से उसको असफल करेंगे।
All right, let's go back to Mr. Krishna. Mr. Krishna, now Naxal threat is looming ahead of the Bihar polls, especially when we look at the first phase of elections. How challenging is it for the Election Commission to conduct these polls?
It is a challenge. It has always been a challenge. But then, we know by experience, at least we have the recent experience of the 2014 Lok Sabha election, wherein Maoists, despite all their protestations regarding, forcing a boycott and things like that, really did not leave an impact. Okay. And one of the reasons why the Maoists are not such a force in Bihar is, much of their top leadership has been arrested over the past 2 years or so. Many Politburo members and, many other top ideologues have been arrested. So Maoists as a force, there is an impression, have declined to a considerable extent. But, the Maoist threat will be put to test not so much in the first phase of the elections, but in the second phase, which is on October 16.
Yes.
Because, constituencies like Gaya, Rohtas, Sasaram, they are all Maoist affected areas, and they are all going to the polls on 16th. That will be the true test of their force, or whether they can enforce another boycott as they have been claiming.
Right. Also, Mr. Krishna, now it is less than 48 hours to go for the first phase to begin. But if you look at the level of campaign really for the Bihar polls this time, it seems it has actually deteriorated into personal attacks. Even Modi himself said at a rally that parties are actually scoring dictionaries to find more swear words. How do you look at this trend?
I have never seen, I have been a journalist for 29 years, and, I have never seen the public discourse fall to such unfathomable depths, And, to have a prime minister and a state chief minister calling each other names, I mean, I just don't know what we are coming to. And in fact, Mr. Modi is a very aggressive campaigner. And sometimes he says things which may not technically qualify as swear words, but they are calculated to hurt. And for example, he said something about the DNA of Nitish Kumar, citing the example of the way he had let down Mr. Jitan Ram Manjhi, and as he said, stabbed him in the back. So what he meant was to make a political point that Mr. Nitish Kumar cannot be trusted. But the way he said it, Nitish Kumar took it as a personal attack on him and tried to make Bihari versus non-Bihari issues, saying, that Mr. Modi was trying to question the DNA of all Biharis. Whether this campaign works or not, we don't know. But, this kind of a thing, you had Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav saying, calling Mr. Narendra Modi Brahma Pishach, something, a pishach, a demon, which stays on a certain tree. Yes. And, is some kind of a dark shadow, casts some kind of dark shadow. So earlier, Mr. Modi said that, a demon Shaitan had apparently come to the body of Mr. Lalu Prasad when he made this statement that Hindus eat beef. So this kind of a thing, I don't know whether it's good for democracy or not. But personally, it really shakes me up,
Actually,
even as a journalist
right.
who has been there for 29 years.
Even the State Election Commission has also sent a letter to all political parties to show restraint. Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna, for joining us this morning and sharing your perspective on that story. Well, continuing with that story, the Election Commission has expressed anguish at some political parties for speeches during the campaigns for the Bihar Assembly polls. The Election Commission said that such speeches are aimed at causing mutual hatred and urged politicians to show restraint. Now, the panel's reaction comes amid politicians using rallies to target each other viciously ahead of the elections. On Friday, RJD moved the Election Commission against Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his remarks against party chief Lalu Prasad. On Thursday, Modi took on Lalu Prasad at a rally in Munger, accusing the former Bihar Chief Minister of targeting him through controversial remarks. Lalu too slammed Modi, blaming him for using disparaging and insulting language against him and the Yadav caste. The RJD complaint said that the remarks coming from none other than the Prime Minister disturbed the political atmosphere and the idea of free elections. They urged the poll panel not to allow him to address further rallies.
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जिस तरह की भाषा का कल इस्तेमाल किया, वो सिर्फ लालू प्रसाद जी के लिए ही नहीं, सब लोगों के लिए प्रधानमंत्री के पद की गरिमा के अनुरूप नहीं है। हमने इलेक्शन कमीशन से दरखास्त की कि उनकी आने वाली रैलियों पर न सिर्फ उनके पर रोक लगाया जाए, बल्कि उन पर समुचित कार्रवाई की जाए। और हमने कहा कि न सिर्फ ये मॉडल कोड 2 और 3 जनरल कंडक्ट का वायलेशन है, बल्कि 153 जो पब्लिक पीस को थ्रेट करने की कोशिश करता है इंडियन पीनल कोड का, उसकी धारा का भी वायलेशन है।
And in Verdict 2015, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more election news. Stay with us.
It has become more relevant to India to use this technology, microbial leaching of metals from ores, because we have already depleted our rich mineral reserves. I realized that actually many microbes produce nanoparticles, but only we didn't know that they should be called as nanoparticles. And that's how we actually developed a technology, which is again a microbial technology for extracting arsenic from water.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Patnikar, Director, Agharkar Research Institute. on Rajya Sabha Television.
Now, Bihar's Chief Minister Nitish Kumar addressed a rally in Begusarai yesterday, continuing with the scathing attack on BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Kumar said that BJP is playing a divisive politics in the state to win votes.
अगर बिजली नहीं पहुंचती मोदी जी तो ये जो लोकसभा के चुनाव में आपका टेलीविजन पर जो प्रचार होता था, अब की बार मोदी सरकार, ये बच्चा टेलीविजन देख के कहने लगा मम्मी पापा अब की बार मोदी सरकार, वह लाभ लेके गए। इतना भी एहसान नहीं है। अरे हम बिजली गांव में नहीं पहुंचाते तो टेलीविजन वाला प्रचार कोई देखता नहीं, अरे आपको वोट नहीं भेटाता।
Meanwhile, BSP chief Mayawati also kicked off her party's election campaign for Bihar by addressing a rally in poll-bound Banka's Barahat district yesterday. Now, attacking the BJP, former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister said that the BJP is conspiring to abolish the reservation rights of the weaker sections of the society. She also attacked the Prime Minister for making false promises since coming to power. Starting today, former UP Chief Minister Mayawati is expected to address 12 rallies over a span of 6 days in Bihar. Remember, BSP is contesting in all the 243 seats.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी और अन्य पार्टियों के नेताओं की तरह हमने कोई आश्वासन नहीं दिया था। हमने बिना आश्वासन दिए हुए वहां के लोगों की जरूरत को महसूस करते हुए हमने करके दिखाया।
Now let's take a look at some poll reactions coming in from Bihar in poll bits.
बिहार के लोग अब परेशान हो चुके हैं। सब चीज का एक ही विकल्प है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और नरेंद्र मोदी। इसलिए नरेंद्र मोदी के मन की सरकार, बीजेपी की सरकार, एनडीए की सरकार बिहार में जरूरी है।
चर्चा उन बातों पर नहीं हो रही जिस बातों को बिहार की जनता सुनना चाहती है, और 1.5 साल में भाजपा जो बेनकाब हुई है उसका परिणाम बिहार की जनता देगी। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि नीतीश कुमार जी दोबारा बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे।
लालू प्रसाद जी एजेंडा सेट कर रहे हैं, नीतीश कुमार जी को फॉलो करना पड़ता है। लालू प्रसाद जी ने अभी तक अपने सारे भाषण में बिहार के भविष्य और बिहार के विकास की कोई तस्वीर नहीं रखी है।
Now, once the silk city of India, Bhagalpur is now only a shade of what it used to be. Now, highly skilled weavers are struggling to make ends meet, with the handloom industry fighting to survive. The current situation is also forcing the next generation to veer away from this highly skilled art, threatening to really wipe out the skill once and for all. Vishal Daya brings us this report from Bhagalpur.
Bhagalpur, one of the oldest towns in Bihar, was once known as the Silk City of India. Thousands of weavers used to weave complex designs, churning out masterpieces one after the other. However, the Silk City of India has now lost its sheen, and the highly skilled weavers are struggling to make ends meet. We travelled to the Silk City to find out the problems plaguing them and what went wrong for an industry which not only made Bhagalpur famous but also provided profitable business for all those involved. And soon we came face to face with reality.
जी असल बात है कि मैं तो देख रहा हूँ 1968 ईस्वी से लोग पेपर पर लिखने आते थे, जैसे आप रिकॉर्डिंग करने आ जाए हैं, उस समय हम लोगों का दुखड़ा जो है वो पेपर पर लिख के जाते थे। लेकिन दिनों प्रतिदिन बाजार की हालतें बड़ी खराब होती गई।
Handlooms are now rare to find. They've now been replaced by power looms which save both time and money.
ये बहुत दिनों से तानी मशीन है, ये बीम बनाने के पहले जो प्रोसेस होता है वो यहाँ इस पर होता है। अब ये टूटी फूटी हालत में पड़ा के जब हैंडलूम चलता ही नहीं है तो फिर ये तानी बनाया जाए किस लिए।
Weavers of Bhagalpur's silk industry do not have very complex demands. Just like any other small-scale industry, they're also looking for an improved power supply, easy finances from banks, and some help in marketing their final product. But years of neglect by successive governments have compounded their problems, forcing them to fend for themselves.
On being prodded, they narrated their agony.
रॉ मटेरियल, मार्केटिंग, पूंजी, इस बिना पे जो है ये रोजगार ध्वस्त होते जा रहा है और ख़त्म होते जा रहा है, लोग पलायन कर रहे हैं।
समझिए सर, आज के दौर में हर चीज़ का बुनकरों को दिक्कत है। बुनकर जो खुद अपने आप में बुनाई पेशा में एक इंजीनियर महसूस करता है, चूँकि कोई भी पूरे दुनिया में कोई भी सैंपल अगर बनता है और यहाँ चंपानगर भागलपुर में वह सैंपल दिया जाता है, हूबहू यहाँ के बुनकर उतार देते हैं, उस सैंपल को एकदम 100% मिला देते हैं।
The income is meager compared to the hours spent working, insufficient for survival.
2 रुपया 3 रुपया 4 रुपया मीटर मिलता है, वही 10-15 मीटर 16 मीटर 10 घंटा में बिनते हैं। गुजारा तो मुश्किल से होता है, लेकिन करना पड़ता है, और क्या करें।
औसतन यहाँ पे 70 से 80 रुपये से ज़्यादा मजदूरी नहीं होता एक दिन में। 4 आदमी काम करता है तो उसको 250-300 रुपया होता है।
इसलिए परिवार के सब लोग,
हाँ, सब लोग मिलजुल के काम करते हैं, उसके बाद किसी तरह से रोजी रोटी उसकी चलती है।
Considering the present situation, it seems unlikely that the next generation will take to the family profession.
मजबूरी है, इसीलिए अपने बाल बच्चों को इस काम में नहीं डाला, एम्ब्रॉयडरी काम में डाल दिया हूँ।
इस काम में
एम्ब्रॉयडरी एक लड़का सिलाई में है।
इतनी कारीगरी रहने के बाद भी आज सरकार की तवज्जो नहीं रहने के कारण आज ये बुनकर जो है बदहाल हो रहा है, परेशान हो रहा है। बुनाई काम करना नहीं चाहता, वो चाहता कि दूसरा काम कर लें, ठेला खींचेंगे, 10 टका महाजन जिसको पहुंचाएंगे तुरंत मिल जाएगा, लेकिन यहाँ काम करके भी मजदूरी नहीं मिलता और भूखे रहना पड़ता है।
Weavers say a dedicated market for them to sell their products will help them financially.
मटेरियल भी हम लोग लगा देते हैं, और जब माल बनता है, बनने के बाद जब हम लोग बेचने के लिए मार्केट में जाते हैं तो मजदूरी से भी कम भी हमको पैसा मिलता है। इसलिए हम कितना बार कहे कि सरकार हम लोगों का ऐसा व्यवस्था करे कि हमने जो अपना माल तैयारी किए हैं और वो उचित रेट में बिक जाए।
कपड़ा अगर 100 रुपये मीटर लागत उसमें आता है तो बेचने जब जाते हैं वो 40 रुपये मीटर लगाते हैं बाज़ार में। कहीं इसका बाज़ार तो है नहीं जो जाके मैं जाऊं और उस बाज़ार में कहीं प्रमाणित दुकान हो, हम दे दें और मुझे पैसे मिल जाए। दुकान दुकान गली गली घूमना पड़ता है।
Education of their children is a cause of major concern. Finances are insufficient and existing facilities are not up to the mark.
मजदूरी के अलावा जो बुनकर परिवार को परेशानी है वो अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाने के सिलसिले में है, वो उसका बच्चा पढ़ नहीं पाता है। छोटे छोटे बच्चे काम में लग जाते हैं और सरकारी स्कूल उस लेवल का नहीं है जहाँ पे तालीम हो।
Weavers say lack of government support forced them to switch from indigenous Tassar silk to Chinese silk yarn.
कोकून बिहार में बनता था, जांग पे बैठ के वो धागा बनाया जाता था कोकून से। अब वो कारीगर वो बूढ़े लोग रही नहीं। अगर वैसा धागा का वार्प किया जाए तो 5 घंटे में भी 1 मीटर नहीं बिन सकेगा, और इसलिए चाइनीज़ धागा जो आया तो वो टेक्निकल नया टेक्निक से बना, नया कंप्यूटराइज से बना, और वो जो 1 घंटा में 1 मीटर इजी वे में होता।
देसी का भी बाजार बिल्कुल ख़त्म हो गया। आज तो ऐसा है कि किसी घर में देसी का नामो निशान नहीं। 100 घर अगर होगा तो बाजार में बिक्री है नहीं कपड़े का। बाजार को जाते हैं बेचने के लिए, गली गली घूमते हैं, वो लगाता है 150 रुपये मीटर को, तो फिर 250 रुपये मीटर का लगाता है। 150 में अगर बेचें तो मेरा पूंजी भी चला गया।
Another reason for Chinese silk yarn's dominance in this area is closure of 2 spun mills. Former employees of these mills blame government apathy for the shutdown almost 2 decades ago.
आज करीब 20 साल से बंद है। 400 आदमी यहाँ पर काम करते थे, सभी बेकार है। मोटा मोटी वर्किंग कैपिटल समय पर नहीं मिलना, पार्ट्स नहीं मिलना, बिजली का प्रॉब्लम, हमेशा घाटा लगता रहा है।
नवासी का दंगा था, तो धीरे धीरे जहाँ माल आना बंद हो गया, उसके बाद फैक्ट्री पूरी तरह से बंद है। बंद होने के बाद जो है धीरे धीरे फिर यहाँ गार्ड नहीं रहा, 3 महीना के बाद भूखे ड्यूटी किया। धीरे धीरे यहाँ की संपत्ति टूटते चला गया, नींद में कुछ है नहीं।
As we bid goodbye to the city, the highly skilled weavers go back to work as the handlooms and powerlooms continue to be their solitary source of income. With camera person Prashanta Karmakar, Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV, Bhagalpur.
Well, that is all in this edition of Verdict 2015. But do watch our afternoon election bulletin at 1 p.m. But that's all from the election team at the moment. Thanks for watching.